everyone, it's SMLV Tarot, and I thought I would go over, or today's reading is going to be over whether or not the person that you're thinking about or in your life, whoever you're inquiring about, whether they're a good person or a good fit for you. Now this could be anybody from platonic relationships, romantic relationships, your family members, or business partners, co-workers, anybody really, anybody that you're thinking about and you want to know, whether or not this person is beneficial to your life or should you move on without them. And today I set up 3 different pumpkins and 3 different decks. So this is going to be deck number 1, this is going to be deck number 2, and this is going to be deck number 3. I'm just going to let you guys look at the piles. I typically tend to put out my hands and kind of close my eyes and feel out which pile has the strongest energy for me, or if I think about a number that comes into my head between 1 and 3, I'll pick that number out just to help you guys visualize what you need to hear. Alright, and with that being said, I'm going to be starting on pile or deck number 1. Okay, thank you. Hello, pile 1. So this is going to be for this pumpkin right here, the first pumpkin, and I'm using the Rider-Waite traditional tarot deck for you guys, and I picked out 9 cards for you guys today. And looking at this right off the bat, I feel like this situation with this person is that you guys might have been through a lot of tough times. Like this pile number 1, I feel like you went through a lot of tough times with this person, and your relationship was kind of always kind of up and down. And honestly, recently, I feel like you guys might have wanted to or almost walked away from this relationship, or you feel like you might want to walk away from this relationship. But with this 10 of Swords reversed here, I think that the worst is over. And then also with this 8 of Cups in reverse, I don't think that you need to walk away from this person. I think for once in your life, or with this person, for once the relationship that you have with this person seems kind of balanced, especially with the 6 of Pentacles here and then also the 2 of Cups. I feel like you guys are communicating in a way that you didn't communicate before, and you guys have an understanding, because I think that this is a person that you've been through a lot of stuff with. Like again, back to the 10 of Swords in the reverse, I think that this person and you have been through a lot of stuff. Maybe you guys have been through a lot of disagreements and a lot of hardships, but I'm thinking this is you finally seeing the end of the rainbow. It seems like all the suffering that you guys put up with, it seems to be over. Because the 10 of Swords usually is the worst that you can get, the bottom of the bottom. But when it's in reverse, it's like that stuff is over. It's over, that it's past. And now you have a sense of balance and a sense of understanding with this person. Now, it doesn't mean that, you are in the best place with this person. It just seems that you're in mutual agreement with, and you understand who this person is. And if you guys had differences before, and instead of butting heads about those differences, you guys can finally acknowledge who both of you are. It seems like you guys have come to this understanding that's like, oh, you know, they don't think the way that I think, and I don't think the way that they think, and you come to a mutual understanding of you guys have your differences. You've agreed to disagree, kind of, and you're meeting in the middle, and you're like, you know what, that's okay that you're different from me. It's okay that we don't agree on everything. And there seems to be some kind of peace between you guys. And I felt like you wanted to walk away from this person, but I don't think that that was the answer to dealing with whatever the situation was. It's really about addressing that this person is different from you. And then you see this Two of Cups here. They're dressed differently, and it just reminds me, and they have different like head wreaths on. And it's just coming through that this person is someone that caused you conflict because they did think differently than you. They had different ideas. They react differently than you, and that's what caused conflict. But now you're in a place where you guys can kind of agree and not, you know, be upset by the differences that you have, or be personally offended by the choices that they make. And that's a really hard place to come to. It probably took you guys a lot of work to come to this place. I don't feel like there was always peace. It was always, I feel like some of you would always get offended by the way that they did things differently than you. And maybe they weren't offended and you were, or you were offended and they weren't. But yeah, you guys have come into this new place. I do feel like you still, like, even though you've acknowledged the differences, it still kind of bothers you, because I feel like with this Eight of Cups, like, you wanted to walk away and you've been thinking about walking away. And with the Hangman is like, you're really sitting and wondering, you know, whether this relationship is really worth the trouble of even having peace with this relationship. Like, should I even really have this person in my life? Like, does it matter if I don't talk to them anymore? But I feel like this person, for whatever reason, they kind of have to stick around. This person has stuck around for you guys, and maybe not, it doesn't have to be like a long time, but for some of you guys, this person has been around, and because they were so different from you, it kind of brought up something in your childhood. Like, it brought up a lot of conflicts within yourself. Like, you had to really look at yourself and look at the way that you viewed things, because this person was making you question who you were and your own beliefs. And so that's why they were in your life, and that they are in your life, is because this person makes you question who you are. And it's kind of digging, it's like unclogging a lot of this, like, your own interpersonal issues, and making you change and making you evolve into a better person, because they caused this, they stirred up something inside of you, is what I'm getting. And there's many times where I think that you wanted to just leave the situation, or just like, why do I even need to, like, be around this person, or why is this person, like, why are they here? Why can't they just leave? Or why can't I just leave? And the reason being is because I feel like for a lot of you, you know, this could be like a soulmate, a twin flame, if you will, or even like a karmic, but because karmics can kind of stir up stuff within you too. But this person has been around to stir that stuff inside you, to help you. And if you go back if you were like, remember when you first met this person and how much you've changed from after you met, and what this person has caused you to think about, I feel like a lot of you have changed, because coming to this point of acknowledging differences within somebody is not a small feat. And I think you guys need to settle something. Even though there is peace between you, there's further work that needs to be done with this person. Like, there needs to be right now it's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna agree to disagree with this person, but it needs to be a little bit more in union, I feel. Because it's peaceful, because you're not really getting offended, because you don't really have to. I feel like it's almost like a distant, it's like a distant peace. Like, you're not completely together, but you're not completely apart. And it's kind of peaceful because you're not trying to force anything, but it's not together yet. Know if that makes sense. But I feel like as you go on this journey with this person, you're gonna feel like you're gonna just keep evolving. This person is changing your trajectory of like your life, basically, and changing your path and making you uncover truths about yourself. That's what this person's here for. So I think that this person is good for you, but they're challenging. That's why you just want to leave. Like, you just want to go, and you just can't find yourself like leaving, or it's really hard for you to leave this person alone, or this person, it's for the other person to leave you alone. But there's something, I feel like there's still some things that need to be addressed within yourself. I don't feel, you've done a lot of work. I feel like this group has done a lot of like internal work to come to this point, but there's still a little bit more work to be done. There's still a little bit more truth to be uncovered, and sometimes we can't force that. It just comes with time and understanding and experience. I also feel like you guys need the time with the Hangman. It's like you need the time to think about not only this person, but like how you guys value yourselves and who you are, and what you were put on this planet for, and what your passions are, and what makes you happy, and how to take care of yourself. Like, there is this need to, because this kind of, I feel like this is also kind of like at a standstill with this relationship. Like, it's kind of, it's peaceful and it's quiet and everything's settled, but there's things that need to be done outside of the relationship. Like, and like as an individual, like both of you guys need work that's done, to be done, for you to change your trajectory and be on the right path. So you're almost there, but not quite, I guess, is what I'm saying. Is there's still more work to be done. I feel like a lot of you, this might be a person, this person is really important in your life, like really important because of that, all that. Like, they're really important. Like, I'm not saying you guys are meant to be together or you guys are meant, but this is a really important person. I think that the universe placed this person for this reason. Is really important that you guys are together or not together, essentially. But that's all I'm getting for pile number 1. I'm going to be leaving my email in the description box for any personal readings, so that you guys can contact me about personal readings and detailing about pricing and different readings. I will give that information after, if you hit me up at my email. And if you guys enjoyed this pick a card, then please give me a subscribe, a like, a comment. I also take suggestions. I'm a fairly new channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every view that I get on this video. Okay, And I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving break. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the golden deck or this pumpkin, I was meditating on your cards, and and it seems like this relationship that you have with this person is very difficult to maintain. It seems like you're always fighting. Like, if you take a step forward, it always seems like you're fighting this person to maintain the spot that you're in with this in the relationship. Like, it just seems like you can't catch a break. And even when there is like peace, it's not even worth all the trouble. It seems like you put in a lot of work in this relationship to maintain it, but it doesn't bring you the abundance that you want. It doesn't bring you, like, it's just not enough. It's like you're fighting for the minimum. It's like you're fighting for the bar. And I'm just asked, like, is it worth it to be fighting for the bar, to be fighting for something that you don't even really want? But I think that the reason that you do fight to maintain this peace is because you're like, I feel like this group might be comfortable. This is like this could be a relationship actually, and friendship, but it's like you find comfort in not being alone. I feel like pile number 2, you guys really struggle with the concept of just being by yourself, and that's why you fight so hard for these relationships, is because the concept of just being by yourself or being without this person is hell for you. But honestly, this relationship isn't even worth it, but you would rather the bare minimum that they give you than to be alone with yourself. That's the comfort that they bring, is not being alone. Even if they are the way that they are, it's the comfort of not being alone, or having somebody around, or having that friend around, or having that boyfriend around, girlfriend, wife, husband. And for some of you guys might be tied up in finances. I don't know, that's 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Like, you're tied up financially to this person. You guys do stuff together financially, and it'd be difficult to leave. Some of you have families with this person, or they might be your family member, and you might depend on them, like, not just emotionally, but you depend on them for financial help and stuff. And that's why you fight to maintain the spot that you're in with this person. It just always seems that you're fighting off this person from a higher position. Like, you're fighting off to just keep your place so that things can just be smooth, and just, you're not even asking for this person to be nice to you, or you're just asking for this person to be there, like the barest of the barest minimum. Like, you almost expect nothing out of this person, and you still get disappointed. And that's why I feel like this 10 of Pentacles, and then this 4 of Wands, or 4 of Clubs in this deck, it's like, yeah, you guys are together, yeah, you guys are friends, yeah, you guys are boyfriend, girlfriend, you guys are family, or whatever, but it's just so unfulfilling. It's so draining. It's like, it's hard work maintaining this relationship. I mean, you know what? It doesn't, it just does, it's not fulfilling in any way. The only comfort it brings is that you're not alone and that you don't have to face yourself. But in all honesty, you guys need the strength to leave. And that's why this Ace of Swords is here, because under all of this is because you need the strength to stand up for yourself and speak the truth. But I know it might be hard, considering, I know I just said the financial dependency and stuff, and it might be hard. It even might be hard because I feel like a lot of you have codependency issues. Like I said, you can't see yourself doing stuff by yourself, just alone, and it terrifies you. And I feel like there's a part of you that just wants to get up and fight for yourself, but it's just difficult. Like this Ace of Swords is all the way over here at the bottom of this spread, and it's just fighting against, like, it's just piled underneath everything else. And I feel like you desperate, like there's this want to stand up for yourself, there's this want to speak your truth, but you're fighting against, you know, a lot of internal baggage. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy to just leave a relationship when you've like never really considered being alone, or you've never done that before, or you've never, and it's scary to you, or you're dependent on this person financially. It's scary. It's terrifying. It's like, and especially if you haven't ever experienced, like if you're not comfortable being alone, and then all of a sudden to be throttled into the world by yourself without this person, it's not something that you can just do. I think it comes with time, and that's why you see, I'm sorry, it might not apply to everyone, but I have to say it because it's coming up. This relationship might be an abusive one. And if that's the case, it's hard. It's so hard to leave those relationships. I would not blame someone for going back and forth with this person, because it takes time to build up inner strength. Like it takes years for people to fight off their own trauma, because it's like you're not just fighting off the trauma of this relationship, you're fighting off the trauma of what caused you to be in the relationship in the first place. Your own self-esteem issues that were there before you met this person, and then you also have to fight the stuff that came with this person and the person itself. And it's like, it's just so much. That's why you see people, you know, fight to be like, to free themselves of these relationships, and that's why it's so difficult to leave. So I understand where you guys might be coming from. I feel like right now you're trying to maintain the peace with this person, but it's just, you will eventually, you won't be in this place. You won't feel like you need to depend on this person, or that you can't be alone. I feel like eventually you guys will get to the point where you cannot stand being around this person anymore. Being around them is just physically impossible. But until that time comes, you know, I wouldn't beat yourself up about this relationship too much, because it's hard, it's difficult, it's so difficult. Fighting for yourself and fighting off your traumas is not something that I expect to come easily for anyone. But that's all I'm getting for pile number 2. If you guys want a more specific personalized reading, I will leave my email in the description box, and any information regarding personalized readings will come when you send the email to my email regarding personal readings. If you enjoyed this video, I do make pick a cards every week, and please hit subscribe for more videos like this. Comment, leave your suggestions, leave a like, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving break. I'm gonna move on to pile 3. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. So taking a look at your cards. Oops, sorry. Okay, my camera. But this person causes you a lot of stress. I'm feeling like you guys have been drinking. This King of Cups and the reverse. You see him drinking this thing and it's in reverse. So it makes me think that you guys have been overdoing it in terms of like indulging on drinking. And the Six of Cups, it talks about past people. This person is definitely from your past, but it's also past habits, and it's like you're kind of sunken into a place where bad habits are coming back, bad coping mechanisms are coming back. Let me see here. Four of Wands, Two of Wands, Seven of Wands. Sorry, just taking a little bit of assertion here. I just feel like this person, or like this person gives you a lot of strife to the point where you feel like you're just exhausted and that you need a drink, basically. Like, I need a drink because this person is too much. And I feel like this person, maybe they're not directly in your life, but it's just they cause you a lot of sorrow, and so you feel like you need to cope using like, and I don't feel like you recently, or like this is a thing for you to just fall back onto bad habits, but recently you just kind of crumbled under the pressure of your own sorrows, and you feel like, if it's not drinking, because I'm just getting drinking, it's just coming up, but it's like bad habits and being kind of falling back on your own progress. But you know, it's okay. You don't always need to be progressing forward, and we do have drawbacks, but it's almost like you're reminiscing on old times with this person, and it makes you extremely sad because this person, I feel like this person may not even be in your life right now. You're just really sad that and you're reminiscing on the past. Like, it feels like you're just thinking about old stuff and old people, and let's see here. I feel like this person was in the past, and they might have not be in your life today, And it feels like you have tried to move on past this person, but you just can't seem to get rid of the sorrow that they left you with. And you're kind of stuck because you want to move forward and you kind of want to get away from your own sorrow and maybe even forget about the past and what's happened to you. And that's why you might be indulging in bad coping mechanisms. But I don't know, this person was in your past for a reason, and they're not in your life for a reason. I don't think that this person, especially with the amount of stress that I'm feeling like this person gives you, I don't feel like they're a good fit for you. I feel like you almost mourn, and not only do you mourn the past with this person, but you mourn who you used to be before you met this person. And you're kind of regretful and you wish that you could go back. I just feel like someone that was just sad and they're looking back at their past and you're like moping and reminiscing and about stuff that's been done. But you need to be strong. And I know that sucks because I hate saying that to people, like, be strong. But this thing that happened in the past, you don't need to hang on to it anymore. You need to, I feel like a lot of you also didn't let yourself mourn it for whatever reason, like, and now that you're in a different place in your life, you look back on it and you're thinking about how it affected you or how this person affected you in the past, and and now it's kind of hitting you how much it affected you back then, or how much it should have affected you, or how much it hurt you. Because sometimes it doesn't hit us in the moment, and it might even hit us like 2 or 3 years later, how much someone really affected our lives. And that's what I'm feeling, is like you didn't let yourself mourn. And that's why you're kind of feeling, it was like a punch in the gut, like it came out of nowhere, but it always was there. It just, now you're looking back at it and you're thinking about it, and it's like a punch in the gut, and it's kind of sent you back. It's almost like a relapse of your bad habits and bad coping mechanisms. I almost feel like you guys are trying to avoid it too by your bad coping mechanisms, but you guys need to sit down and realize that this person, like that this difficulty, I also feel like for whatever reason that you guys really, everyone hates difficulties, but you have a really hard time dealing with the difficulties that come in your life, and you often wonder why God or the universe put these challenges in front of you, because it's so hard for you to deal with them. And you're like, I just don't want to. I just don't want to see it. I just don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel anything. And for a lot of you, you're like, because you've gone through a lot of hardship, and then you've like not dealt with it, your heart almost feels numb. Like you just feel so numb is what I'm getting. And you don't know how to deal with it other than, going out to drink, or, spending a lot of money, having bad coping mechanisms, falling back on work, and just laying down doing nothing, or just, and that's what I'm seeing, is that you guys can't see the positive things that happen from this situation. You're always kind of looking back at bad things and wondering, why did that happen to me? And you never really saw how much you progressed as a person after this thing happened, after this person left your life. Or because, I mean, this person could be, some people in pile 3 could pick someone that's still in their life, but I'm thinking this is referring to like a past situation, like if you're not in the same situation with the person, but you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're stuck thinking about, you know, how much it hurt you, and you're not thinking about how it transformed you and how much of a better person or how much you evolved since this thing happened, or because this thing happened. Because you know, I would like to live in a world where we don't have to suffer to learn lessons, but unfortunately I know I'm one of those people that the only way I can learn lessons is through experiencing the hardship of those lessons. And that's it's true, and it applies for a lot of people. And you guys need to stop and like look outside of your narrow point of view and see what it is that this experience brought you. The experience itself was painful, but there's things outside of it that happened because of the pain. The pain itself is not always the great thing, but what happened afterwards, or what happened because of the pain, or what you did in spite of the pain is what, you know, the experience brought out in you. It's hard for you to accept why some things happen, but I feel like the spirit around you wants you to acknowledge these things and how much you've changed, and it wants you to grow. So don't feel like this is all negative, or that you can't, or that for whatever reason you just keep getting fucked over, because these things, anything that has happened in your life is really for the greater good of yourself. And you will see that, because maybe if you move past this situation, maybe there's another situation where you went through it and you were like, this is the hardest thing I've ever gone through ever. And then once you got past it, you were like, I'm kind of grateful that came to pass, that happened to me, because now I'm in the place that I am in now. And you need to look at it from that perspective. Life is beautiful. Life is great. There's great things that happen, but you can't always think that way if you're just thinking about the pain that you experience is in such a narrow way, that it's like, what, it's just pain. But it's not. Pain does not exist, and your experience did not exist in a vacuum. It caused different things. It kind of a domino effect on your life. It did not exist in just that time or that place. It collided with everything else in your life, affecting everything around you. And you just got to come to appreciate. And as you experience these things, I think that you'll come to understand why these things happen. And it'll be easier as time passes. But yes, that's all I'm getting for pile number 3. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving break. And if you guys would like a more personalized reading, I am going to leave my email description box. And when you email me, I'll have more details about pricing and different readings that I offer. And if you enjoyed this pick a card, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, and share. I do appreciate every single view that I get on this channel. And if you have a suggestion for other pick a cards, please leave a comment below. And thank you guys so much for watching. you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving break.